Now, it may seem like I'm a little bit late on this one, which I'm not apologizing for because I intentionally waited to talk about the Goonies to see how the price settled down and how the community has fared through everything that's happened with the Goonies. And I think that it won't be, but it should be a turning point in our minds. It should be like the end of one thing and moving forward to another, but people aren't ready for it yet. So I'm going to talk about that specifically, as well as tell my story as a whitelisted Goonies gang member or whatever, what went down leading up to it, during the mint, and what I kind of think of it all coming out after a couple days. So first of all, congratulations to everyone who minted, because you gained profits. I don't think there was ever a point in time where it dropped under the mint price and had to run all the way up to close to 5x the mint price. Maybe it was more like 4. And now it's sitting right around like double the mint price, I believe. So that's pretty good considering we're 3 or 4 days out. But with 200,000 people in the Discord, and there's still 150,000 people on Twitter here, people's expectations were much higher than that. And we always have to address the crypto prices and how they affect the NFT minting events and the prices overall, which has been, I think, holding NFT prices down and maybe slowing down the mints to a degree as well. But beside that, I think that the expectations were still higher and that there were some fundamental issues, first of all, leading up to it. So my impression of the community when I joined the Discord was that there was no fundamental bond holding everybody together. It was just a spam chat, and there was a lot of people there, and that's pretty much that was the best thing about it. So after waiting around to hear when they were going to announce the minting event and all that kind of thing, I wasn't paying that close of attention, honestly. So once the mint event was scheduled, I waited for the time when I was supposed to be minting, and I logged on to the mint site, and the gas was too high. It was bringing the total cost up to like half an ETH or something. It was ridiculous. Some of my friends got in actually at that point with low gas during that same period of time, and they turned profits. But here's the thing. They were able to mint more than one. So the big problem they had during their mint was that everyone could buy one. They could mint one. If you were whitelisted, you're only supposed to get one. But you could go buy one and then sell it or transfer it out of your wallet otherwise to another wallet or whatever. And then you could just go mint another one. So they turned it off. They turned off the minting site without making an announcement. And they had like an AMA going on shortly thereafter, maybe like an hour later. I'm not sure exactly how long that took, but the announcements were very slow after they shut down the pre-sale whitelist event. And then at first they were claiming that everything had gone well and everyone should be excited. But of course, people were mad about that because there were close community members who've been there forever and working, who were supposed to buy one. We were all kind of waiting for gas fees to go down, right? Because we had a 4-hour window, and they had to take it down within the first probably like 45 minutes. So I was also one of the people who was left behind by the poorly written minting contract. And that didn't feel great, obviously, especially because by the time they got it turned back on and organized, another whitelist sale, the price had hit that high point of like 0.6 Ethereum. And that was really exciting to see as someone who's supposed to be like minting in another hour or two, right? As in a second whitelist event. So the second whitelist event comes along after a lot of talk in Discord and trying to keep people calm. I was on the AMA calls, and it was honestly pretty chaotic. I felt bad. I felt bad for the team. And it was clear they were just in way over their head. And there were everybody on that team was just over their head, except for like the marketing people. Apparently the marketing people were they were kicking ass on this one because they got 200,000 people in the Discord. So yeah, pretty much everyone on that team just seemed overwhelmed. I didn't get malicious vibes. I want to say that as well. Like I didn't get ever at any moment did I think it was going to be a rug pull. in the sense that the team was going to disappear. The team was there to stay. They just were having a hard time with it. Like, they just really didn't know what they were doing, in my opinion, or they thought they did, or maybe they feel like they did. I don't know. But from an outsider's perspective, it looked like they had no idea what they were doing. And then when everything went wrong, they weren't prepared for that either, which, of course, anybody who's been in NFTs for even like a month knows that minting events are going to have bad outcomes. There's going to be bad stuff that happens during minting or like right after the initial sale, whatever. There's going to be things that go wrong on your roadmap. And if you're, as a leader, you're not prepared to address those problems, it's because you were not thinking ahead, and you're basically just flying by the seat of your pants from what I can tell. So let me just we're going to move on beyond me doubting their project, because they've done well. Like I said, congratulations to everybody who whitelisted. And so since it's holding stable now, I'm hoping that their community does better and then they get their price to go up and everything else. I don't mean for them anything bad for anybody to happen on that team or who's holding. And the people who are holding, totally respect those people. The team, I respect the team. I respect everybody kind of involved with that. There was never anything, it was just bad. It wasn't shady, it was just bad. So I just want to make my perspective clear about that, because I was in on it from the Whitelist event. And finally, the last thing I want to say about this is, remember at the beginning, I was like, okay, so this should be a turning point in our minds. Collectively, we should use Goonies as a turning point in our minds. But what was I talking about? So the mindset of buying projects that look questionable, leading in, and just because they're big or whatever, of buying into just the hype, just buying into hype, rather than looking for really good projects. That's the shift that we need to make. We need to make that shift from kind of sketchy or even just gambling on mints in general. I think people are over minting like crazy. And I'm really happy that a lot of NFT startups get funded, but a lot of these are just like cash grabs, and I would prefer that money was going into good NFTs. So my point is, watch my other videos. I know I'm showing myself here, but my point is, like, look for good NFTs like the ones I talk about on this channel, where you take your money and you buy it and you hold through some market fluctuations until you hit a point that you're happy with, because it's much less risky, in my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor, but in my opinion, this is so much safer if you can find a mid-tier or low-tier project that has a floor price history going back for like a couple months, like 2 months or longer, and you've seen the fluctuations through crypto going up and crypto going down, and new projects, and has it stood the test of time. That's what you want to buy when they dip. Wait for them to dip and then buy them when they dip. I'll talk about the dip in another video. Hopefully that's coming soon. But buy them when they dip, and then just wait for a 1 cycle or 2 cycles or 3 cycles until you can get to a point where you're happy with the profits, and then you sell them off. So, and then you've invested in a good project, you've invested in a good team, you're part of a good community. Everyone's been there for a while for the most part, and things are going groovy. So that's like another really good way to spend your money, rather than being so focused on minting all the time. Minting is cool. Minting is what supports good projects to get started. Super important. I love minting. I think it's great, but we ought to be taking more of our money and putting them into quality projects, in my opinion. And with that, NFT IQ, I will see you in the next video.